we never saw a child. We never heard a child. Nothing. That's a little sketch. And then you never loaded a child up into the car when we went to leave. That's another thing that, thinking back now, it's like, huh.
3 sources now tell us it has been weeks since 5-year-old Taylor Williams was last seen.
The lies that police say that her mother told.
A neighbor from the apartment complex in the South Side said he often saw Taylor alone. He says the last time he saw the little girl was in May.
And a neighbor here at Southside Villas actually told investigators that he would see little Taylor Rose alone every other day. She would often wave to him from her apartment. He said he noticed she always had on those same pajamas with that same little doll. He described the inside of the apartment as cluttered with trash bags and boxes stacked on top of each other. When AB asked Brianna where the child was, she told him with her grandparents in Alabama. He told investigators he had not seen any visitors or boyfriends at the apartment.
The warrant also says Brianna lied when she told police her mother had been watching Taylor for the month of October.
Hey, it's iCkEdMeL. Thank you for joining me. There is so much to unpack with this story. A quick little timeline before we get into the arrest warrant, the family, and the other clips and neighbors and the hospital situation. On 11/6, the mother stated that at midnight she put Taylor to bed. That was the last time that she saw her. At 7:22 that morning, she called and made the report to police that her daughter is missing. At 11:30 that day was when an official Amber Alert was issued. And then it seems that she stopped cooperating with police and investigators.
On Monday, the sheriff called Brianna Williams a person of interest and deployed a group of investigators to Alabama. And on Tuesday, the sheriff's office said a child's remains were found in Alabama.
Like myself, many of you may be wondering, what does Alabama have to do with Jacksonville, Florida, which is where the mother resides? Well, apparently they used to live in Alabama, and Demopolis police say that the remains, human remains, which by the way, FYI, has not been confirmed yet, but most people believe this is probably Taylor. Her body was found about 100 miles west of Montgomery. I don't know the area too well.
From Alabama, between the towns of Demopolis and Linden, where the remains were discovered, and near where Brianna Williams used to live.
So this investigation has led us to what we believe to be the remains of Taylor Rose.
Multiple developments happened all at once. I mean, from the mother being a person of interest, from remains being found, to that very day with the arrest and the charges of child neglect and lying to police.
Brianna Williams, the mother of Taylor Williams, has been arrested this evening on charges of child neglect and giving false information to investigators during the search for Taylor.
From then Brianna Williams being admitted to the hospital for an apparent.
The suspect has been absentee booked at a local hospital after being admitted today due to an apparent overdose of some sort.
Brianna Williams is now on life support. She is at the hospital in a medically induced coma.
So there was the question of, which is I think an important question, but it's also cannot be coincidence. You know, the same day that the remains are found, Brianna overdoses, obviously doing this to herself. You know, why did she do this? What were her intentions? And there was a question of, did she do this before the remains were found? Was it done after the remains were found? There wasn't really confirmation, but this news reporter states that
Sheriff Williams could not confirm if Williams overdosed before or after the discovery of those human remains in Alabama, but we did learn of her overdose shortly just after we reported of that new information.
And in case you missed that clip and you're wondering how is she arrested and in a coma, they call it absentee booking, which is what I assume when a person can't actually physically make it to the police station.
The suspect has been absentee booked at a local hospital.
So we're going to talk about the neighbors, the arrest warrant, the details, which is pretty important, but I have to paint this a little bit because it's a little confusing. So, okay, the woman in the beginning, Nicole, the white woman, she's the neighbor that helped Brianna move from the South Side area to the Brentwood area. Okay, so the South Side apartments are located in Paradise Island Apartments, which was the previous address. The new place was Brentwood, which I guess was a home.
Nicole answered an ad on Craigslist and agreed to help Williams move from her South Side apartment to this home in Brentwood.
The warrant, the meat and potatoes. I made a couple of highlights here, but So it's important to notice here that they put between April 17, 2019 and November 6, 2019. This is where the charges are listed from between those dates, which is when some of the last times the neighbor we're going to talk about saw Taylor. The other thing here that's interesting, the child neglect Brianna Williams reported that her daughter Taylor Rose was missing. This was on 11/6/19, as we spoke about earlier, and that she said the back door of her house was unlocked. During the investigation, detectives identified a witness, a former neighbor of Williams. So I don't know if it's at this apartment place that we spoke about. It could be not. AB lived at an apartment complex located at blank. AB explained that he worked a night shift and was home during the day. Due to his schedule and proximity of Williams' apartment, he became familiar with Taylor Rose Williams' car, her apartment, her regular routines, comings and goings. And I've spoken about neighbors before, that they can easily know your schedule. They know what you do. They really want to keep an eye on you. It says here, AB reported having witnessed Taylor Rose alone and wandering the apartment complex on more than one occasion, which is pretty crazy to me. Specifically, AB reported that he first noticed Taylor Rose alone on Wednesday, April 17, which, by the way, was when the report is indicated and started. If you noticed here, when we scroll up here, April 17. So all this kind of coincides with what this witness is saying. He recalled a specific day as he was on the phone with his mother wishing her happy birthday when he first observed Taylor Rose alone. AB advised that he was sitting outside on his balcony talking on the phone approximately 8 a.m., 9 a.m. when he noticed Taylor Rose wandering up the stairs from the breezeway. AB asked Taylor, "Hey, sweetie, what are you doing?" Taylor Rose replied, "Looking for my mama." AB ended his call and went to Taylor Rose. AB took Taylor Rose back to the apartment. 205 AB described the inside of the apartment as cluttered with trash bags and boxes stacked on top of each other. AB ensured that Taylor Rose locked the door before leaving her in the apartment. Damn, that's crazy. So the mother wasn't even home and she's just been on her own. And mind you, this is a 5-year-old. I'm assuming she was 5 at this time too. AB described Taylor Rose as wearing the same pajamas described on the Amber Alert. Also recalled that Taylor Rose was carrying a doll. Prior to this date, AB had observed Taylor Rose at the patio door of apartment 205 where she resided. More to the affidavit here. AB continued to observe Taylor Rose home alone at least every other day. Little girl by herself every other day, explaining that Taylor would wave to him from her apartment. Described Taylor Rose as always wearing the same pajamas and holding the same doll during these times. This is so sad, man. AB observed Williams' car was not in the parking lot, so she was being left at home. And this is somebody too that's educated, that's in the Navy. I mean, the mother has to have money. She paid with the neighbor Nicole, she was supposed to pay $250, but she actually paid them $300. It was reported. AB reported that Williams routinely arrived home in the evening around 1830 to 1900, so that's military time, so 6:30 to 7 o'clock p.m., carrying food apparently for one person. In addition to noticing Taylor from within the apartment, AB also observed Taylor Rose outside alone at least on 2 more occasions. In May of 2019, AB recalled that the last time he observed Williams and Taylor Rose together was May 21st, 2019. That was the last time he saw this little girl. AB had not seen Taylor since May 2019. AB asked Williams about Taylor Rose's whereabouts on a couple of occasions, and Williams advised AB that Taylor Rose was in Alabama. This is where Alabama comes into place, right? With her grandparents. And pay attention to that because it's going to be interesting what comes out later in this report. So AB has advised that he had not seen any visitors or boyfriends at the apartment. AB observed moving the week from October 21st to 31st. Okay, so AB observed Williams moving the week of October 27th to the 31st and did not see Taylor during this week, which if we take into context what I just told you about this neighbor Nicole, this seems like when Nicole helped Brianna move to the new place. So you have Nicole saying she never saw Taylor, and then you have this other neighbor saying that he never saw Taylor. Okay, so this all kind of comes full circle. I try to bring it full circle for you guys so it's easier to understand. And then so here we get into the false statements. Okay. During the investigation, multiple officers and detectives responded to Williams' homes. Williams provided numerous false statements to law enforcement about Taylor Rose and her whereabouts prior to her purported disappearance. Specifically, Williams stated that on October 31st, 2019, she drove to Tuscaloosa, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to pick up Taylor Rose. This is what she's telling the police from her mother, explaining that Williams' mother had been taking care of Taylor during the month of October. Detectives also inquired about childcare over the last few months, and Williams advised that Taylor Rose had been attending daycare at Naval Air Station, Jacksonville. Williams explained that when her work schedule changed, she pulled Taylor Rose from the regular daycare and that she had been driving Taylor Rose back and forth to Alabama for her mother to take care of her. Okay, so she pulls her from the daycare. She was attending this Naval Air Station, but her work schedule changed, supposedly, allegedly. The investigation determined that these statements were false. Investigation revealed that Taylor previously attended kindergarten, a daycare facility in Jacksonville, and records reveal that the last time Taylor had attended the facility was April 10th, 2019. Records further reveal that the last day of attendance for Taylor Rose at the daycare facility was April 29th at Nass Daycare, which is, I'm assuming, the Naval Air Station, April 29. Both maternal, and here's where it comes again full circle, both maternal and paternal grandparents have indicated that they have not seen Taylor Rose in over a year. Williams' mother denied taking care of Taylor this past year, explaining that she saw Taylor Rose in January 2019. Now, a couple of things regarding the father of Taylor and the great aunt. Now, the father, they tried to question him. He said he had no comment. And it seems like many people weren't in this little girl's life, including her own mother, from accounts and reports. When the father was asked about had he seen, when was the last time he saw her, I saw one report where he said it'd been a minute. So it'd been a long time. And one thing that I just have to notice, an observation of mine, right? If you remember where I stated that the police in Demopolis, Alabama, stated that there were human remains of a missing girl found 100 miles west of Montgomery.
Alex, yes, I did talk to little Taylor's dad here in Montgomery today, and he didn't say too much of anything to me, but I did ask him if he'd be willing to talk about Taylor and when specifically he saw her last. Now, he told me he was very polite, but he told me tersely that he had no comment at all.
Now, Taylor's father, Maurice Tate, said that he has not seen Taylor in a while.
So the father lives out there. They also have extended family out there in Montgomery.
Tate lives out of state, though. He's in Alabama, where Brianna is originally from.
Jacksonville Sheriff Mike Williams said Thursday most of Taylor's extended family lives in Alabama.
And I don't know. I guess this is a place of comfort. This is where Brianna grew up. And I wonder if this was just Brianna alone. Are there other people?
We're told by one of Brianna Williams' colleagues she is originally from Montgomery, Alabama.
So here's some commentary from the great aunt about Taylor and the mother. Does she believe the mother could have done it?
It's like my heart just been ripped out. It's like, what could she be?
You feel like this is something that Brianna could never be a part of?
No. She loved that little girl. That's her heart.
It was also noted in this report that apparently she hadn't seen her niece in like 3 years, so it seems like a lot of the family wasn't in the loop.
Williams says she hasn't seen her niece, Brianna Williams, or Taylor in 3 years. She says Brianna Williams is smart and a respected Navy officer. She describes Taylor as a sweet girl.
She's a funny little girl, beautiful, look like her mama.
An interesting article from Action News Jax stating that there was a Craigslist ad placed on Tuesday, November 5th. This was the day before Brianna reported her daughter Taylor missing. The ad stated childcare needed tomorrow and that a babysitter bailed on the mother, which is pretty interesting. The ad did not include Williams' name, Brianna, but detectives say the ad's author mentioned a 5-year-old daughter working at the Jacksonville Naval Station and living in Jacksonville's North Side section. This is interesting. Why would she place this ad? Was this an attempt for alibi? I believe there was another report stating that this was deleted. Another report here from the First Coast News is that Tonisha Williams, which apparently is another aunt of Taylor Williams, said she hadn't seen her niece in over 2 years. Although she tried numerous times. She states here that she doesn't think Brianna would have harmed Taylor by herself. She stated here that Brianna started dating a guy, maybe could have played part in the disappearance, although she didn't provide or know the man's name. She told the outlet that they have been dating for around 6 months. And with that, I am extremely tired, but I wanted to say thank you to the Patreon supporters: Angel, Ernesto, Kat, Katrina, Shakanya, Spicy, Vivian. Also wanted to say thank you to Star Love for sending me the donation. Also the super chat, Amanda, Jade, That Chick Chanel, Mom Furbies, Maltese, and Alex. Thank you guys. The final thing I wanted to say is that I get a lot of requests for different stories, and I appreciate people that send me the links and different things to cover, but some people really want me to cover certain stories, or maybe it's somebody they personally know or somebody that's been affected that they know. And the truth is that I can't cover everything. I do everything on this channel from scratch. The video, the editing, the thumbnails, the titles, the meta tags, all the everything I do from scratch, and then from Facebook too, and then you have to do the subtitles and stuff. It's very, very strenuous. I have an actual full-time job. I have my daughter that she's my priority, and there's just so many other things. So it's really, really hard for me to I can't do it all. So hopefully, like I said, the goal is to one day to be able to do this full time. There's honestly just not enough hours in the day to between work and then family time when I have my daughter, and to do this too. I just have to do one thing at a time, one story at a time. And if I can make some plugs, I can. But I mean, to the point where my health, where I'm sleep deprived and I'm just not being able to function everywhere else because of the videos and stuff, I just have to balance things out. So anyway, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Peace. Watch your kids.
I see potential subscribers.